What's up, Seminole fans? Welcome to another episode of Tribe Check. My name is Emily Peters. I'm your host. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode this week. This one's brought to you by Madison Social, of course. Big shout out to Matt Thompson and the whole MadSo crew for their constant support on socials and just being a proud sponsor of Tribe Check. Super excited to get this episode out to you guys. I don't have my usual setup to produce an episode of my thumb drive, or it may be hard drive. I don't know what it's called. My drive that has all of my files and just certain things on it to produce an episode. I left it in St. Pete. So for those of you who watched my episode earlier this week with Aria Masudi, know that it was lacking my intro video and some other things I normally have on the episode. So please accept my apology for forgetting that stuff. But I figured the content was what really mattered here. So today we've got Wes Mendes. Super duper excited for you guys to listen to this one. It's also a super special episode because it's in person, and I rarely get to do those because I no longer live in Tallahassee. I live in St. Pete now, and so that's tough. Can't really have in person when you don't live in Tallahassee. But even when I was living here, it's tough with scheduling. It's so much easier to just do things virtually, and can kind of be a little bit more flexible that way. But I figured since we're headed to Supers, it's a special occasion, might as well try and get an in-person interview in if possible, and we were able to make it work. So shout out to Charlie for that. And a huge shout out goes to Aria Masudi as well, not only for filling in and being a great guest earlier this week. If you missed that episode, definitely check it out. But he helped me get set up with some audio stuff and just made the interview go off without a hitch. So thank you again to Aria, a good friend of ours. And super excited for you guys to listen to this one with Wes. Played a huge role in sending the Seminoles to Supers. His final line on Sunday, going to read it out for you guys. He went 8 innings pitched, which was a career high. 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, and 105 pitches, and just dominant. So good. It was really cool to see, and I think fans are really excited to see Wes pitching at the level that he is at this point in the season. I made the comparison yesterday with Aria to Carson Dorsey, a guy that in the postseason just kind of came out and saved the day for the Seminoles in a lot of situations. And I think it's absolutely huge to have a guy like Wes Mendes pitching the way that he is at this point in the season. So it'll be interesting to see what the Seminoles do in Oregon State. Not sure if Jamie will start game 1 or what they're planning on doing there. I don't think that's been announced yet. I'm sure we'll hear soon, but they're headed to Oregon State tomorrow morning, depending on when you're watching that or watching this. That is Wednesday morning. So they'll be heading that way very soon, and just very excited for them to possibly go to Omaha again. I don't want to get ahead of myself. As Wes said, they're taking it one game at a time, but it's hard not to get excited this time of year, and just super excited. I know we all kind of hoped that we'd be hosting the super regional round, but I think we've got it. Super excited to see what they do, and excited for you guys to listen to this episode. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And here is Wes Mendes. What's up, Seminole fans? Joining me now on the pod is Wes Mendes, of course. Huge weekend at Hauser, and we got to talk all about you and your performance, but a big one for the team as well. First off, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Sorry you have to hold this microphone. It's a little different setup.
Yeah, I know, it's a little
Normally
different.
I do this virtually, and so now I'm in town this weekend, so we can do it with a
Worked
fun
out.
little backdrop.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Super
Good
fun.
Spot.
Yeah, right?
Definitely.
So we'll get started talking about your teammates this weekend. Obviously,
Yeah.
Jamie, teammate from way back, but let's talk about this weekend. What was your reaction to him coming off the mound?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. It was really, really cool to see that. And I definitely think that probably paid an impact of me getting hype off the mound the next day too. So it was really cool to see that. I think it got the crowd going crazy. It got the team going crazy. It was just a really cool moment.
Yeah, super fun. I felt it was like deja vu. You coming off the mound on Sunday after seeing Jamie's reaction too. I guess we'll get into that. I was working in the control room, so working with the ACC Network crew, and on your post game interview, you were talking about how you kind of tune the game out, and I'm curious, is that true? Can you really just tune the game out?
I try. It's hard to do. Definitely. I think I've gotten better at it as the season goes on. I think earlier in the season I would kind of get distracted. Like the Clemson game comes to mind. I mean, it was just so crazy from the start, and I think I got a little distracted in that, and it kind of got worse like as the game went on. So I just knew I kind of needed to stay focused. I try my best. Kyle's home run kind of got me a little going. I was paying attention a little too much, so I need to lock back in. But yeah, I try my best. Well, not always. Doesn't always work out.
How do you do that? Like, are you just kind of pacing around the dugout, or
yeah,
what?
I mean, I kind of just sit in the same spot every time. Just sit there and just try not to really I look up, I watch, but I just try not to really think about it.
So going out for that 8th inning, there was a moment there where, Micah Posey came out, looked like maybe you might not stay out, but you convinced him. Is that true? You're like, let me stay out.
No, I actually didn't even have to convince him. He had faith. He knew. He told me that was the last batter I was going to have no matter what. So he was like, just bring it home. Told me how to attack the guy, pitch him away. And I executed my pitch and ended up getting him out. So it was fun. It ended up working out.
And still thinking about Sunday, I'm sure this pulled you out of your little zone, staying locked in, of course, with Link and ejected in the 2nd inning.
Yeah,
did that fire you up?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to. Max said it earlier, I think, in the presser. If your coach getting ejected doesn't fire you up, then something's wrong with you. So, I mean, it definitely fires you up. Seeing the guy come off the mound like that, I mean, it kind of just puts another little edge into the game. So, yeah, it was an emotional game, I'd say.
Emotional for the fans too. Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't able to be out in Hauser. I was in the control room kind of working, but just I could hear the fans going absolutely nuts. Crazy. What was it like at Hauser this weekend?
I mean, it was crazy. It really doesn't get much better than Hauser this weekend. I mean, it was the best atmosphere I've ever played in. And, it's just a testament to our fans. They come in, week out, show up every week. So, I mean, it was awesome. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, they're the best fans ever.
Definitely. Best fans in the country.
And you were one, right?
I was. I was definitely a big Nole fan. Both my parents went here, so I came up going to football games. I actually never really went to a college baseball game until ever. I don't think actually until I played in college. Yeah. So I was never at baseball games, but I came to Hauser a couple times just to view it. But yeah, I was a huge FSU fan.
Yeah. So your first reaction playing for Florida State, seeing the fans and just how invested they are, what was your reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. I knew it. I mean, I knew coming in how good fans are. I've heard about the animals. I've heard about all of it. So I've heard the stories, and it was cool seeing it finally come to fruition, I'd say. Just being there, soaking it all in. It was awesome. When I got the curtain call, it's kind of when I really soaked it all in, and it was a really cool moment.
You hear the animals chanting your name.
Yeah, it was awesome. It really doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah. So I guess talking a little bit more about yourself too. Obviously, you played with Jamie and Joey, and you guys are all Jesuit guys. So now getting to all play for Florida State together, what's that like for you?
I mean, that's awesome. I mean, it really is. We have 5 guys. I think me, Jamie, John, Noah, Joey. So, I mean, it's really cool. It made the adjustment a lot easier coming here, I'd say, coming in from Ole Miss. Just knowing so many people, having Jamie, John here to welcome me in, kind of just bring me in. It makes the adjustment a lot easier. And, I mean, it kind of just started the team chemistry earlier. We just knew each other. So, it's really cool for sure.
We'll transition shortly, kind of talk about looking ahead this weekend at Oregon State. But first, something that I've noticed about you is you kind of have that similar confidence swagger that Jamie has on the mound, which I'm sure maybe you've heard that before, but kind of, is that something you feel like you've always had as a pitcher? Or
I mean, I feel like I've gained it as I've gone on. Definitely I would say I was probably more scared as a freshman. It was a little scary coming into the SEC as I did then. And I think it's just gone better as I've gone on. Having Jamie honestly helps a lot. I think just seeing him do what he does and then going to be after that and just kind of imitate it is a big help too. I think so. Yeah, it's kind of just gotten better as I've gone on, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely throughout this season too. And as of late, I mean, you've been crushing it. Was there a turning point for you? What do you feel like you've kind of improved upon?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a turning point, but I just kind of attacked the zone better, I'd say, like with multiple pitches. Like I feel like my kind of the key was getting my off speed in the zone. And I feel like that's just something I've gotten back to. I had it earlier in the season. I kind of lost it like in the beginning of ACC play, and I think I'm just kind of starting to find it again.
Gotcha. Something that Coach Posey was kind of working on with you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, he's great. He's awesome.
So, ready to go out to Oregon State?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. It'll be fun. I've never been out to Oregon. We went to Cal earlier, so it'll probably be somewhat of the same, I would assume. But yeah, it'll be a cool trip for sure. I'm excited.
Yeah. Do you feel like the trip out to Cal earlier in the season kind of like prepared you guys because there's the time difference, there's the travel?
I mean, I'd definitely say so. Honestly, like it's pretty similar, and we had it late in the season too. So I'd say that's definitely a big help because it was only like, I don't know, probably 4 weeks ago, something like that. So yeah, it definitely was a big help, I'd say. Just kind of like get adjusted, get used to it a little bit.
Yeah. Have you guys kind of scouted Oregon State at all? I'm sure you guys were watching the game last night. Like,
definitely watching the game. But I mean, I don't really know anything about Oregon State, honestly, just from them being on the West Coast. I mean, I think Link and Posey have kind of like done their stuff, but we haven't really talked about it yet. We're kind of just focusing day by day, not trying to look too far ahead.
Gotcha. Cool. So I guess just as you look ahead and you're getting ready to travel up that way, anything else that you guys are really excited about or working on?
I mean, not necessarily. Just trying to take it day by day, not do too much. Just regular. Just don't make it bigger than it is.
Stay locked in.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like you during your starts.
Exactly.
Well, cool, Wes. Anything else you'd like to say to the fans before?
Thank you guys for showing up this weekend. It'll be fun in Oregon. Hopefully see some of you guys there, and then hopefully see you guys in Omaha.
You heard James Tibbs might make a little appearance.
I didn't. That'll be cool. That'll be really cool. Yeah, he plays up there in Oregon too, right? Yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah, that'll be cool. Hopefully we'll see him.
Yeah, that'll get you guys fired
up,
I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll be huge. Well, it'll be cool to see him.
Cool, Wes. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you again to Wes for his time. He's a great interview. I noticed that when the ACC Network crew was interviewing him after the game on Sunday, I was like, wow, he should come on Tribe Check. So thank you again to him for his time. And thank you again to Charlie for helping me set that up kind of last minute. He's been great all season long, helping us get some of these guys on the pod. So thank you to Charlie, and another huge shout out to Aria for helping me set up the audio, and just the whole setup could not have happened without him. So really, really appreciate him. If you did not check out my episode from earlier this week with him, definitely do so. Lots of good stuff in there. And him and Brett have an episode coming out this week, of course, with Sunday Golds, and they've got a fun interview as well. So definitely check that out. And yeah, just super excited for the Noles to get out there to Oregon State. If anybody is still looking to sponsor somebody's travel out there, I am definitely interested. But no, in all seriousness, just really excited for them to get out there, and excited to watch our Noles for another weekend, and just hope all goes well. In best case scenario, we are Friday, Saturday, and then headed to Omaha, but just don't want to get ahead of myself, and just excited again to watch the Noles for one more weekend. So one more time, thank you to Wes. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview, and as always, go Noles.